Hi, and welcome to Module 5. In this module, I want to talk about rewarding the positive behavior that you see in the class. And this does a few things for us. One, it actually will help us become more positive in the classroom ourselves, and will help us making that shift from being annoyed and negative and depressed and bummed and frustrated to elevating our level of consciousness to being a little happier, seeing the good in everything that we're trying to do with the kids, seeing the good in the kids, which I know that can be a lot harder and it is easier said than done. However, it can be remarkably effective in starting to help shift and train the kids and coax them in towards doing what you want them to do. The majority of us behave or do things for the sake of significance or attention. And we would prefer good attention and positive attention and the pats on the back rather than the negative. But we'll take the negative. So if you build that relationship with that particular student where they do something you don't like and you go, stop it! That may end up being how you guys build a rapport, where now they're just actually doing it just to get under your skin because they get a little bit of your time, right? They're competing for your attention when it's a classroom of 30 or 35 students. So knowing that, we need to adjust our focus from giving the kids that, we shouldn't be giving them that kind of attention, to now giving the kids the attention that they deserve and that we want them to display anyways. My story was wonderful in that kids tying shoes in gym class used to drive me crazy because they don't tie their shoes. It's an injury, it's a liability, it's all kinds of things waiting to happen, and yet for the sake of being cool, they don't tie their shoes. So after us having this discussion again and that nice reminder of pushing positive behavior, I did the immediate actionable step and applied it to one of my classes. And it was remarkable in that half my class didn't have their shoes tied, so I started thanking the kids who did. And it was, Sarah, thanks for tying your shoes, I appreciate it. Hey Rob, thanks for tying your shoes, I appreciate it. Bill, Kate, thank you. Makes me feel good that you care. All of a sudden, I had 7 other kids tying their shoes going, hey, look at me, Mr. V, look at me, how about me, how about me, how about me? I was stunned. I couldn't believe that I just literally Jedi mind tricked these little hellions into doing that. But I tell you that story because it sets up the ability or the belief that you can apply this to a lot of other things. In a lot of classes, bringing your materials is a frustration for teachers. The kids don't come to class prepared. And it's difficult to solve that one. However, I found in my experience that by giving and acknowledging the kids who have that pat on the back and thanking them, you'll find over time you'll start to turn the tide and more kids will come prepared because they'll want that acknowledgement and they'll want that pat on the back. They'll want that smile and a wink, and they'll want to come to you in that, now you guys are building that more positive rapport. And as we go through this, that's what we ultimately want. We want relationships with our kids. They're not just a number, they're not just a stat. And by pushing that positive attention and rewarding the good things that you see in class, it'll help you get there. Now, obviously, if a kid throws a punch or does something really stupid, yes, of course, you have to super nanny them, time out them, or worst case scenario, write that referral. But for some of the little things that are important, but not end of the world per se, going after the kids who did something right and did something well and rewarding that behavior. And again, it's not manipulations in terms of rewards like they get candy after class or anything like that. Most of us, all we want is the pat on the back and the thank you, that we appreciate it. And that's what you're going to be giving these kids. And you'll find, again, that's going to add to just the overall good feeling that you can produce in the classroom and add to having more fun in the classroom as a result. Module 5 is the next actionable step that you can immediately start doing in your classroom, is just positive attention and rewarding the kids that are doing the behaviors that you want to see. And that reward is simple. It is just simply giving them that acknowledgement, that pat on the back, the thanks with a smile. That will go, you'll get so many miles out of just that simple response and approach. Going into Module 6, we're going to look at another common teacher pet peeve that's right up there with the chatter and the disrespect, and that's the cell phones and the texting. So, I'll see you in the next module.